Breaking news. According to my source, one of the main reasons we did not get anything this entire time is because the fact that there were multiple things going on behind the scenes. That is no surprise to anybody at all. Now, you guys do remember me covering everything as it happened in real time. I told you guys that WB was in the process of selling its game division, and then it changed its mind to not sell its game division only because of the fact that people were not willing to buy it at the price that they were asking, and they wanted to maintain the rights to all the characters, which means WB will be making money hand over fist. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and pop this up here on your screen. Now if you see this thumbnail here, this is the thumbnail of the video of them getting ready to sell, and that is what we ended up not going with, of course, along the way, because as mentioned previously, WB Discovery owns the rights to all characters in these games, which means even if they sold the game, they were going to have to pay licensing fees to WB, and WB, like I just said, was going to make money hand over fist, and nobody was going for that. So I wanted to make sure I repeat that twice for those of you that needed to hear it twice. That's almost like me selling you a car, but then I'm charging you monthly rent on a car that you fully paid for because I custom made the car. That makes no sense. That's double dipping. At that point, you can't do that. So that's why the sale did not work, and it ended up remaining with WB. However, there are some new buyers that are on the table. Now, you guys also remember me telling you that Microsoft was one of the people that were interested in buying, but they ended up passing, and then Sony came along. Now, for those of you that don't remember, here is the thumbnail screenshot of Microsoft being in communication with WB about this. Now, I want you to pay attention because that's going to bring the story full circle. For those of you that actually have a brain, all the information that I've been reporting over the last couple of months, it's easily verifiable in small amounts of details. So pay attention because you don't want to miss out on that. Now, May 26th is the next date that was on my list. Now, for those of you that don't know, I put out a list a couple of months ago, and I told you guys these are dates that we needed to focus on. One of them dates was April 12th, the next one was April 26th, and the third one after that was May 26th, because that all of them dates were the ones that were sporadically given, and I took those dates and I posted them. Now, I did not look into all of them dates specifically because we were so focused on April the 12th. It was like, yeah, it makes sense. Mortal Kombat 12, April the 12th, 12 ticks. It was all lined up for it to come out around about that time. Now, after speaking with my source and getting some new details and comparing it with other verifiable sources, thank God I am getting some new sources at this point that are in the industry, credible, and don't mind being posted publicly on certain things, which is great. So I'm told that everything from the inside was ripped right out the gut. Right out the gut, everything was ripped. And what's crazy is Ed Boon had already announced this when he said, we're breaking our cycle completely. The cycle was completely broken. Everything we known was completely broken. So for us to even still try to go by the old cycle was a no-no to begin with, and that's something that I overlooked. Now, what I mean by that is this. May 26th was the original release date. Now, if you haven't seen my previous video, I made a previous video telling you guys how the other game, I think it was Kill the Justice League, original release date was May 26th, but it got moved until February. Now, May 26th release date is vacant. Now, for those of you that haven't seen that video, here's a screen thumbnail of that video. You can watch it there. It'll either be linked in the description or pop up at the end of this video. So you want to make sure you watch these. This is an episodic season or series on my channel when it comes to leaks and everything NRS. So you want to keep your eyes open for that. So basically, that date, May 26th, has become vacant. Now that that date is vacant, that is the date that they're looking to announce Mortal Kombat, for it to be announced in May, and then for it to be released just a few months later down the line. Now, I have heard chatter that Mortal Kombat 12 won't release until 2024 due to the delay that happened with the Justice League, because they put not microtransactions, they put a live service in the game, and that live service has gotten so much bad press to the point that they want to take it out of Mortal Kombat just to be safe, so that way the franchise isn't damaged beyond repairs, because you know negative energy travels faster than other energy. So they want to focus on the game being a fan service game. That's what they want to focus on mainly. And you know, I can definitely appreciate that. But I was one of the first people to tell you guys, and the only person at this point to tell you that Mortal Kombat 12 has been delayed. I told you guys that about at least a month or two ago, around about the same time that Justice League was getting delayed because of everything going on internally. So they had to swap games out and swap out some of these games positions. Now, I do want to say this. If I told you something was going to pop up on your screen and it didn't pop up, it's simply because I didn't have the time to go find it, import it into the software and match it up correctly, because I am on a time crunch at this point. So if you didn't see it, don't worry, those links should be in the description below. If not, then I will post them on Twitter, but hopefully them thumbnails popped up and I had enough time to get that done. So now that we kind of got all of that out of the way and we established that May is most certainly the month. Now I also want you to remember that I was posting tweets back in the day where I said it's going to be April/May. I did tell you guys that. So I had all the correct information, but due to everything being mixed up the way that it was mixed up before, we were so focused on April, which it made the most sense to release in April, that we paid May absolutely no mind at all. Now there is an earnings call that's happening on May 5th. That's when that's going to happen. The earnings call is going to happen on May 5th. What we're going to get on that day is still up to be questioned. However, I will tell you, if something is not delivered, then that means the CEO put his foot in his own mouth, because he promised, well, I ain't gonna say promised, but he did sound pretty certain that we were going to be getting the highly anticipated Mortal Kombat 12 to be released this year. Those was his own words. Now, and if that's going to happen, us going into the next quarter, it's going to need to be acknowledged in May and then set to be released in October or September, somewhere around about that time, or whatever the case is. Now that would be a perfect time for them to, this is me speculating for a few seconds, that would be a perfect time for them to announce a Michael Myers DLC also that can come later down the line, by be in October or whatever the case may be, or for that following year. You know, so I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. So with that being said, that's basically what's going on, but I'm going to go ahead and pop something here on your screen. This is something that was recorded separately, so the audio may sound just a little bit off or whatever, but check this out, where okay, so here's one of the things that I wanted to show you first. Now, here's where it all started. So one of the guys, which happens to be a Wave Report non-believer, had enough common sense to put this together also. He said, here's what I think Mortal Kombat 12 will be announced and released. Some facts first. Mortal Kombat 11 was revealed at the Game Awards on December 7th. It was released the next year on April 23rd. That makes 4.5 months in between, so when it will be announced. Some hours ago, Jazz Corden from Windows Central wrote that we will find out more about MK12 next month. If something comes from Windows Central, then I pay attention, because we got a lot of information from them that short later was confirmed. This is his post. Now before I click on this post, let's go to his page. He's a managing editor at Windows Central, and he also has a podcast. He's an analyst for Xbox, Windows, Microsoft, so his credibility is there. Let's go back to the tweet. Now, this is what was said right here. Maximilian posted a tweet, and it said, "Good Lord, MK9 is really fun. I now hope MK12 has the speed of MK9 decision making." And if you scroll down, Jazz said this. Remember, this is the managing editor. He said, "I think you'll find out next month." And everybody just went crazy. They get in the comments giving their thoughts. And mind you, this guy's credible, and within a short period of time, things that he say is usually verified at this point, or it happens, or whatever the case is. The same way the guy said that MK12 was going to be the next game and it wasn't going to be Injustice. One of the other guys had said that. All right, now that we established that there, let's go back. He said, I'll say Loco, one of the Wave Report non-believers said, with a possible announcement in May and the 4.5 month windows from the reveal to release, then we are in September, October. I personally think that will be in the beginning of October, so the announcement could be late May. What exactly? I seen the Wade report talking about a May the 26th reveal, and that fits exactly with the release date I got in mind. I know, there's a lot of bull crap in this channel and a lot of leaks insiders that I just don't believe, but in this case, I take that date as very possible. He also said the 30th Mortal Kombat anniversary was October 8th. I think the original plan was going to release Mortal Kombat 12 during the anniversary, but Discovery Fusion ruined it all and the project was halted. Remember the rumors of WB trying to sell the game division, which I did tell you guys this. We covered this in real time that it was going to be, they had a sale thing going on. He says, so taking all this into consideration, the date I got in mind is October 10th. Why? Because all the NRS Mortal Kombat games were released on Tuesday. Congratulations if you made it this far. Now we can go ahead and finish with the rest of my source information, but I kind of wanted to give you some background and shout out to this Wave Report non-believer here who was able to use some common sense to figure out what was going on. So shout out to him. Go give him a follow on Twitter. He may be a Wave Report non-believer, but you got to respect the person that can put BS aside to focus on the facts and the truth. Now, before we continue there, let's go back to my page, and we're gonna scroll down just a little bit. And where is it? Because I told you guys, I did give you guys some dates. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we were looking for the dates. Sorry about that. I had a quick phone call I had to handle. I had to check with my source on some information. Now, the date that I put up here was May 26th. That's what I'm looking for. Where is it? We're just gonna keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. I don't think it's this far down. But at this point, the majority of you remember when I put that information out. So I don't think I actually need to show you guys that. But if you want to, you can search my page and you will find it where I told you there were dates that you needed to keep your eye on. And May 26th was one of those dates. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue with the rest of the video, shall we? Alright, now that we managed to get that out of the way and get all of that settled, I just want to let you guys know that since all of this stuff been going on behind the scenes, it's done nothing but giving them large amounts of time to work on Mortal Kombat 12. They have not had this amount of time to work on a game since MKX. Or no, since MK9, sorry. Because MK9 was so good because the franchise was gone for years. The last game that came after MK9, I think it was like Armageddon or something like that, and there was no Mortal Kombat game for a very long time. Y'all can correct me in the comment section below. And the reason the game was so good is because they had a lot of time to work on it. Now that they had a couple of years to work on Mortal Kombat 12, this game is expected to be a fan service from what I'm told. So that's the good news that come out of it, and hopefully we can finally get to the point where we got something to be excited about. But they have until May to deliver. If they do not deliver in May, it is going to be a riot on the end of the fans, because then they'll take and push the game all the way over until 2024. But don't worry guys, I did also hear that this game may only come out on current gen consoles, which is PS5 and the new Xbox and a PC, etc. and stuff like that. It may not come out on PS4 or the old Xbox or anything like that. That's just what I'm hearing, but we're gonna have to wait and see. And that's mainly because of the crypt mode and conquest being so large to the point where it's almost up in the air as to if they're going to be able to have enough space to pull it off. So it would make sense to put it on current gen, because current gen has unlimited space and you can basically just kind of, buy your own storage device. Now, it really don't have unlimited space, but you get what I'm saying. It's potential for unlimited space considered when you compare it to the old gens that, have a maximum capacity of whatever their maximum capacity is. So I just wanted to take the time out to bring you guys this video. Again, shout out to that non-Wave Report believer for doing his due diligence and research and being able to detect when something is real or when something is different or something is off. So for him to give credit when credit is due, that also means a lot. But again, stay tuned to the channel. If you're watching this channel for the first time, make sure you smash that subscribe button and turn on post notifications, as this is your brand new favorite and exclusive place for daily Mortal Kombat content. And tune in, we have more videos coming, more documentaries, we have a lot of series coming back. May is coming up very fast. I want to try to get as much content out in May. So if you don't see any videos being posted, that's because I'm working on these videos to have them released in May, so you guys can have a full schedule ahead of time. It's kind of hard recording daily, I can tell you that much. Sometimes microphones don't work, maybe sometimes you're sleepy, sometimes you forget, or sometimes you just don't feel like doing it. That's usually how things play out sometimes. So recording in advance is always the best way to go at that point. And again, shout out to all my moderators for policing the chat. Shout out to you guys. And then again, if you're watching this video, make sure you hit the like button. It's free. It only takes 2 seconds to do so if you want to see more content and more things come from the channel. So I want to pass this question off to you guys in the comment section below. Do you think we will be getting an announcement in May, on May 5th, or May 26th, or May in general? Sound off in the comments. I will be reading your comments and responding to your comments. And with that being said, I will see you combatants later. Thanks for watching.